Welcome back, my fellow makers. If you guys have been following my live streams, I'm in the process of making a xenomorph head, an alien head, and of course in the design there's a lot of tubing, so I've foam fabricated it. So for the fine tubing, I found only available is all this plastic tubing. And plastic tubing, two things, it's hard to glue to foam, and also it doesn't take paint very well. So I'm going to make these guys plastic tubing into rubber tubing. I'm going to show you how I do it right here on the Evil Ted channel. Okay, here's the plastic detail I want to add to my alien head. So of course, we're going to make a mold of this, and how we're going to go about doing that is we need to, of course, put this down on a board. I have a piece of foam core and the tubing. So how are we going to get this tubing to lay flat and square? We're going to go ahead, because most of this tubing is split, and we're going to go ahead and cut it. There's a bit of a line here. I want to cut it a little bit bigger. I don't want to lose too much of the curl, but do about there's a little bit of seams go about right here. All right, and we're going to go ahead and cut all the way up. All right, okay, see, now we have this cut open like this. Went ahead and got two of these guys cut opened on the back. We have some 10mm foam, and I cut them the exact length that I wanted to be for the plastic. And so we're going to use these guys, and we're going to glue them down onto our board here using some hot glue. Gonna run a little bead of hot glue right back here. All right, and we lay it, as you can see, there's a line here on the board. We just line it up. All right, got it. Yeah, kind of think of it, probably easier just to put the glue here. All right, that's so perfect. Keeping them straight. There we go. This is where we take these guys with it opened, and we're going to put them on top of like this. The plastic tubing, you kind of flex it open a little bit, like this, to get it around the foam. There we go, like that. So what is that? To lay this down, you kind of flex open and push. See how it's just grabbing it? Now, normally I'd glue it, but it's grabbing really well. I don't think it's gonna have any fear of coming off. That's actually working better than I thought it would. Fantastic. See, you know what that does? It does two things. This helps straighten out the plastic tubing because you have this foam support as well, and you're filling the void. So now we have these guys stuck down under the board. This is wonderful. Now when we there's some spots here, a little bit of undercuts here. The plaster is going to creep in here, so let's get some clay. Okay, I got the clay and the undercuts in little holes. It's all patched up. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to box this in. On my foam core, I have some pieces here. So we'll go ahead and glue this in, make a box. Now I'm using foam board because I have it in my shop, but you guys can use something as simple as cardboard. What do you guys have around the house to make your box for your mold? Is I'm going to take, this is being foam core. I just want to make sure it comes out easily. So I have some Vaseline. And I'm taking the Vaseline, I'm mostly concentrating on the foam board itself. I don't worry so much, the plastic is not going to stick to the plaster at all. It's plastic, it's going to resist it, so it's going to come right out. But as for the foam board, I want to make sure it doesn't stick so much. So I'm going to put some Vaseline on it with a chip brush here. Okay, now the mold is prepped. We're going to get some, we use some plastic. Normally I'd like to use Ultracal, it's a cement, but I do not have Ultracal in my shop at the moment. So I do have hydrocal white, which is like a plaster, but more, it's a little bit stronger, more like a gypsum, like a cement, but it'll work fine. So I have some. How I like to do that is I'm going to pour a little bit of water. I'm going to estimate what I need here. Let's see about this. Let's see. Let's go about. Okay. So what I'm going to do, let's get some gloves on first. With plaster, I always find it's better to have a little bit more than less. Sometimes you have less uses. Frankly, trying to mix up more. But we're going to take the hydrocal white I have right here in the cup, and we're just going to kind of sprinkle it in here like this. And so this takes me back to my makeup days. You're supposed to kind of keep going until you make the water look like a dry lake bed, as they used to say. All right, perfect. That's it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and mix it all together. Get it nice and creamy. There we go. Excellent. Now, we have this guy. Let's get a little closer so I can show you what I'm doing here. And I'm going to take this brush. So I'm going to start brushing this on because I want to get all these nooks and crannies. In the meanwhile, while it's still like this and creamy, you're going to keep working it in. I've had some friends usually take a can of dust off, which I'm completely out of. I used to have some canned air. You can kind of shoot and press the air into the cracks and crevices, which is a nice technique. Yeah, you see I'm while it's still creamy, I keep brushing it in. I don't want any air bubbles in those cracks and crevices. All right. Now what I'm doing right now is I'm shaking and tapping it. Make all those bubbles come up. Here, let me get a sense of depth. Take these gloves off for a second. Let's see how deep this is and touch it. Oh yeah, it's plenty deep. Okay, good. This looks good. So we're gonna go ahead and set this and let this dry at least 24 hours before we pull this guy out. So let's set it aside and let it dry. All right, here it is, nice and dry. You can take the foam core away. Now I'm gonna lay this down on the table flat. The stone facing down. I'm gonna peel up the cardboard. This. All right, there it is. All right, so you guys can see right here. Grab this foam. There you go, and you pull that out, just like that. So you pull that out first. Right. Okay. Now you can see there's some plaster did sneak around here. So I'm gonna reach in here and just kind of break that out. It's not plaster, that's the clay. Now when you get this stuff, don't pull it quickly, pull it slow. You don't want to break the pieces of the ribs. So I'm gonna get started. And being it's so nice and thin, it's just gonna pull right out. But the trick is to pull it nice and slow. This plastic is still stiff, but what we should do is take a heat gun. Let's heat this up so it makes the plastic soft to pull it out. When using a heat gun, always have a heat board because this protects from warping your cutting mat because this stuff does get warped. Oops, hold on, that was too hot. All right, this time I'm gonna grab with some needle nose pliers and kind of heat it as I go. It's either getting it too hot or too cold. Just trying to get that happy medium. All right. Milk inside, nah, okay, not bad. I think the thing we probably could have done to prevent this from being difficult is to cut them a little bit wider. Therefore, the undercut is not as steep. Although I do want to have a bit of a roundness to it, but I could have split it out a little bit, and make it a little tad wider. Having it wider would make it less undercut, and it would probably come out easier. So if I was to do this again, I would do that differently. So, because you never stop learning. Okay, the mold's all cleaned out. Got a chip brush. Make sure there's no loose bits in there. Fantastic. Now I got some rubber latex I pigmented black. So we're gonna pour that in there. Let's see, I'm gonna get a little brush here. I just brush it in and make sure we get all that detail. Get those air bubbles out. I'm gonna let this sit for at least 45 minutes, and we'll drain the excess out. Okay, here we are. Now, before we pull these guys out, we got a little baby powder. And the baby powder just helps the latex from sticking to itself. Okay. Now we lift. Oh, there it goes. Okay, here we go. And there they are. So go ahead. Got some scissors. Let's trim them up. I think next time I do this cast, I'll make them sit. I let it sit for like about half an hour. I think next time I do this, I'll let the latex sit a little bit longer so it's a little thicker. But again, that's how you learn, trial and error. Okay, they're all trimmed up, and there they are. Once plastic and now rubber tubing. And granted, like I said, I like them to be a little thicker, but what you can do now, this gives me freedom. I can super glue them onto the pieces, and they'll take paint, they'll flex, they're really indestructible. And that's literally the same technique I did to make these thin ones for trimming the alien head, same thing. And I can just make them longer by just super gluing them together. And I made that mold, the same technique, that worked out. And this one, so now I have rubber tubing for my alien. I do have these molds, so I can use this again for other projects. So I'm really great. That's how you make plastic tubing into rubber tubing. And there it is, rubber tubing. What I have to do is I have to cast up a lot of this from my xenomorph head. If this is your first time watching, thank you so much. Be sure to like and subscribe. Everything I use on this build is listed just below the video. And if you guys are into cosplay, be sure to jump over to eviltedsfoamfanatics.com where I have numerous patterns. I have a complete supply list. Everything you would need to make your own costumes and props. If you guys like this shirt, click on the merch store. You can pick up one as well. And be sure to get on my mailing list and check my event page, show you where I'll be appearing next. This has been a blast. I'm looking forward to getting this thing done. So I have to hurry up and seal this head, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue on this tubing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you back next time right here on the Evil Ted channel.